Here we go. Probably the biggest obstacle, the biggest challenge to your success running a business isn't the marketplace. It's not your products. It's not your partners. Okay? It's not it's nothing. It's in your own head. That is the absolute biggest challenge you have. Controlling what you think about, and how what you think about affects what you believe, and what you believe is what you're going to do. I got a buddy of mine, he says that all the time. He says, remember, he says, people don't believe what they see. They see what they believe. You got to watch what goes on here. And I'm going to share 3 things for you to keep in mind and never forget them. Because if you forget them, it's going to lead you off your path. It's going to lead to suffering. It could even lead you to quitting. So watch what you think, because what you think is what you believe, and what you believe is what you're going to do. Okay, so here's the first one. Don't fall into this trap, this illusion of being behind. It's the holidays right now. I've been seeing a lot of my friends and family, and I've been answering this question a lot. How you doing? And I've said the same thing a few times, and I realized it later. I thought, that's a weird thing you're saying. And what I was saying is, all right. I even told some people that in many ways I thought that 2025 was a bit of a wasted year for me. Really? Yeah, that's how I feel. Okay, but let's just stick with this. Okay, but what's the reality? Well, the reality is this year I actually had a pretty good year. And in fact, I met some new Speakers Bureau agents. That's a really big deal in my world. A new bureau, more than one, more than a few, reached out and booked me and paid me and were delighted with the work I did. So why exactly do I feel like I just had a so-so year? Here's why. 2 reasons. The first one I don't have, but you might have, so I'm going to reference it. The first one is this. You got to always have a plan. You need to know what your business objective is. I want to do this year. Begin at the end and reverse engineer it. These are my goals, and I've talked about this in other videos, right? Don't just make it money. I want to make $1 million. Do you? You have to learn to measure success differently. So, flexibility, mobility, freedom, the freedom to do work you love for the people you want to work for. And of course, as important, the freedom to decline work you don't want to do for people you don't want to do it for. That's success as an entrepreneur. And of course, if you look after all those things, the money will follow. So you need to have a plan. And you need to reverse engineer that plan so that you know what your activity is, so that you know when you're hitting your numbers. Because if you don't know when you're hitting your numbers, this is the second thing that you're probably doing, you'll start to believe this illusion that you're behind because you're comparing yourself to other people. You're no different than a kid, a teenager, looking on social media, wondering, why wasn't I invited to the fun party with the cool kids? Am I not a cool kid? Right? I'm pretty successful at what I do. If I spend too much time on LinkedIn, I don't see myself as being successful. I see myself as being as a person who's absent. How come I'm not speaking at that conference? How come I'm not doing that workshop? Why is this person that I know celebrating this person when instead of me, when I've talked to that person about this idea a dozen times over so many years? Okay, and I know that's really, really ridiculous. So you have to absolutely watch that. Watch the illusion of being behind. Oh my goodness. And I just use myself as an example because if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking, well, this guy's doing pretty well. And because I want you to keep watching this video, I'm going to tell you, yeah, I am. I'm doing more than very well. I'm doing criminally well, okay? So if it can happen to me, if I can get sucked into the illusion that I'm behind, you can. Don't let it happen. What will happen if you do? And remember, this is all built on the idea that you actually have a plan you can measure and implement. Well, what's going to happen is it's going to make you give up on your plan and stop doing the things you're supposed to be doing. And it's going to rob you of the Saturday you deserve, of the time off, of the celebration, of the Friday you don't work, and the walk you're going on with your sweetheart, holding hands, feeling good about yourself as a business owner. That's what it's going to make you do. It's going to make you cancel your fun days. It's going to rob you of your rest. And you don't deserve that, okay? Every minute that you spend comparing yourself to somebody else is a minute that you are not spending working on your own dream. Here's the second one. I have had consistent attention and growth in my business. But every once in a while, I'll see somebody, I call them kids. These damn kids. I'm referring to somebody who's probably 36 years old. And it looks like they have overnight success. Somebody else feels that way about me. This Dennis guy, man, he just has it easy. Every time I look, he's just doing something else. They're being a victim of comparison. Okay, they have this illusion of being behind me. There is no such thing as overnight success. When you see some successful person, what you don't see are the years that they put into getting where they're getting, okay? Years. What looks fast to you betrays the truth. And what's the truth? The truth is lots and lots and lots of effort, work, and time goes into this overnight success stuff, okay? Rarely will you meet anybody in your life that hit one out of the park or caught lightning in a bottle. And right now you're saying, oh, well, I know about this guy. Of course you do, and so do I. You know why we know about those people that do that? Because they're so rare, we all hear about them. Nobody hears about the grinder. Be proud of being a grinder. Be proud of working hard. Be proud of earning it. Okay, love it. Love every minute of it. Love it all. I know it's hard to do, but do it. What's point one? Point one, the illusion of being behind. What's number two? The reality of success is it's going to take you some time, which is why you got to stay on that plan, man. And I've talked about this stuff a million times, but it bears repeating. It's why you got to go to bed early at night, so you wake up ready to rock and roll. It's why you want to spend time at the end of every day tidying up and preparing yourself, giving yourself a gift for the next day. I'm going to walk into my office, into my creation space, and I'm going to want to be here. I'm not going to walk into the other guy, the last guy's mess, right? It's why you want to wake up every morning and plan your day. Visualize it. See how it's going to go. It's why you want to know what the 80-20 rule is. So you know you're going to spend 80% of your time working on those 20% activities, the stuff that do all the good. So that at 1:37 p.m. when you're having your lunch, you can think about your day and you know you've done absolutely every single thing right, including what? Not getting sucked into the illusion of being behind, correct, and not getting sucked into the illusion that whatever it is should have happened for you by now, because that's not true either. Here's the last one. I guess it goes hand in hand. You ready? It's the power of delayed gratification. Let everything build slow. When I first got started, and I don't mean just started, when I first got started, my girlfriend then, who's my wife now, was in university to be a teacher, and she was working as a waitress. And when I first got started, Sherry's tip money was buying groceries every day. That's when I first got started, okay? And that's the grind that I was just talking about, isn't it? It's like, are you crazy? I can remember when I used to work in our kitchen on a little fold-out table that I would set up and move the toaster off it when Sherry would go to work in the morning. She'd go to work and then go to school at University of Ottawa. Okay? I can remember that. I can remember my first home office and how proud I was of it. Oh my goodness. I had my absolute only space, delaying gratification. Now hear me out. I can also remember keenly the very first month that I made $40,000 in a month. I made $40,000 and I probably spoke like 5 times or something. Like it was like, oh my God, I felt like I had won the lottery. That's interesting. And then I remember making $100,000 in a month. And I'm telling you this while making a little bit of fun of myself for this truth. Did you photocopy that check? Yeah, I did. I photocopied that check. I couldn't believe it. And my accountant at the time, sort of my money advisor, he said this to me. He said, live like a high school teacher. Live like a high school teacher. Yeah, live like a high school teacher. Don't let that go to your head. I remember he was like, no sports cars, no fancy trips. You know what undermines not just business owners, but most people in terms of their financial security and independence? It's middle-class people living like they're rich. Don't do that. And especially when you went from, hey, Sherry had a great day, has a great day every day working at this fantastic waitressing gig, and we can pay all of our bills, and we live in a really great apartment, and I've got a little office in it now, and things are really great. Yay, it's all great. You go from that to $40,000 to $100,000. And all of a sudden, as we like to say, oh, it's more than I ever dreamed. Yeah, well, don't get ahead of yourself. The needs of your corporation have to be met. Delayed gratification. Just keep building it. Keep building it. Keep putting money back into your business, into R&D, okay? Into making things better. And I've shared this in a video too. Delayed gratification. Keep working on it. Keep working on it. Invest in your business, in the things that you need so that you can show up more completely and more generously for your clients, right? Delay gratification. I'd written something down that I want to say about it, so forgive me for looking here. It's powerful because it is so powerful because it also allows you to get addicted to the right motivator. Money, and you're going to get there. Trust me, it's a terrible motivator. Right now, it means everything because it represents a lot to you maybe in your journey, and I get that, and I appreciate it, and I respect you for it. But you have to trust me on this. It's a terrible motivator. Once you've made a lot of money for a little while, and I mean this, a surprisingly little while, it will not thrill you anymore. How long do I think that is? About 90 days. If you got a job right now and someone said, I'm going to pay you $250,000 a year to do this job, you'd be really excited for 30 days. By the end of 60 days, you wouldn't be that excited about it anymore. It would sort of vaguely seem normal. And by the end of 90 days, you will have a hard time ever remembering a time when you didn't make that much money. Money's a terrible motivator. What's a beautiful motivator? Oh God, doing work that's incredible. That is. Affecting people. That is. Knowing you couldn't have done a better job. Woo! That one is. Okay? Leading the charge. Leading the conversation. That is a beautiful motivator. A beautiful motivator is when you recognize that you haven't had a client that's annoyed you in years. That's where I'm at. I just do work I love for people I admire. I avoid all the stuff I hate, and I certainly avoid people I don't want to work for. And at the risk of being all convenient and current here it is. Yesterday, I did a couple of little Zoom experiences with Susan at my office. Yesterday, I turned away 2 engagements for the month of January because something just didn't feel right. Both of them. Signed, sealed, delivered. All I had to do was agree to do them. Both of those calls started with someone saying, thanks for taking time on your holiday. And in both cases, I walked away from it. Quick recap there, my friends. Okay? If you want to succeed, understand this. It's in your head. Okay? Your biggest challenge is your own thinking. People don't believe what they see what they believe. What you think about all day long, will lead you to what you're going to believe, and what you believe is going to inform what you do. And there's 3 big things that are going to mess with your head and pull you in. The first one is, if you don't have a plan where you can measure your results and your activities. For me, I know I've got this simple thing. Once I've done, frankly, it's like, well, as long as you get this many speaking engagements per month, which is a pretty low bar for me to get over, you are meeting your objectives. You are fulfilled. Your plan is working. So don't fall into this, number one, illusion of being behind. It's fake. Here's number two, the reality of success. Oh, it should be easier. It should be faster. It should be nonsense. Even me, when you look at me and go, oh my God, look how good this guy is. Look how done. I follow him on LinkedIn now. I found him here. I found him there. He's on his, I've looked at all his stuff. Oh gosh, my friends, I've been at this for a really, really long time, and you're going to be at it for a really long time too. And the stuff that I did early in my career that was cringeworthy, oh God, are you kidding? I'm so over that. Trust me on this. Get over that stuff fast. It doesn't matter. Nobody holds your less than stellar results against you when the effort was there. When your effort is there and you're trying to do work that matters, okay? And you're trying to make an impact, not just a profit, you're trying to make a point, people know. They know. They don't hold it against you. They celebrate you for giving it a shot, okay? For trying, especially when you show up and do it again. Look at my videos. I don't even know if this one's any good, but I know that some of them have been terrible, right? It's the way it is. Illusion of being behind, nonsense. Number two, this idea that success should come overnight. No, the reality of success is we work at it. And what's number three? Good question. The power of delayed gratification. Okay? Put it off, put it off, put it off again. Okay? Don't go crazy. Just be so happy that you have your own thing. That's the gift, that you can wake up and do that work. That's the reward. It's not the money. It's not the cars. It's not the trips. It's not the nonsense. It's this right here. And you know what's amazing, Dennis? Do you have 1 million followers? No. Do you have this, that, and everything else? No. If you compare yourself to very famous thought leaders, you're nobody, Dennis. You're nobody. You get hundreds of views, not thousands. You get a couple of comments, not hundreds. You're nobody, Dennis. That's true. That's true. Here's the reward, the delayed gratification. But I get to show up here and do this again. And I get to connect with the hundreds of views. And that means the world to me. You mean the world to me. So thank you for watching, and do this for me. Watch this video.